Okay, Bucky. I told you a few minutes ago that I am more confident in Texas
Yes, you
winning
did.
winning the Sugar Bowl than I've been since Selection Sunday.
Got your backpack? You packing? You got
Oh,
it? No.
I'm always packing. I
There
don't
you
know.
go.
I don't know why you're asking me. I didn't think you swung that way. Um, Here's why. Like I've been looking for bulletin board material, right?
Well, you found the one.
I've been on this. Yeah, we found that Washington fan posting that super fat AI generated picture of Tavondre Sweat. And I'll pull that up if you don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's hilarious and will always be hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
And my guess is T Sweat thinks that's pretty funny too. But no, that was just some random fan on the internet. Fans talk trash,
Yes,
whatever.
they do.
That's nothing new. But bulletin board material, right? Like Texas has clearly used that as motivation this year. The Big 12 farewell tour, the revenge tour, whatever you want to call it. Embrace the hate, right? That's been a mantra for Texas and Texas fans all season long. And then you really think of the last 3 games of the year with Iowa State and what big fat Jared Hufford said before
Yep.
that game. You think of all the stuff that Texas Tech said and what Brett Yormark and what Joey McGuire talked about in the offseason. Like that clearly fueled Texas. Mike Gundy was talking some noise. Ollie Gordon was talking some shit before the Big 12 title game. And Texas obviously beat the brakes off of Oklahoma State too. So like it's cliche. It's probably overused, the whole bulletin board material angle in sports, but it's pretty obvious to me, Buck, that Texas has been using that type of stuff.
It doesn't hurt.
As motivation, right? So this is not a Washington player or coach talking trash. There's no shit talk involved. Matter of fact, this is the exact opposite of that. But I think this is going to give Texas a little bit of a kick in the rear, and it's going to give one position group on this team some extra juice to go out there and play at a very high level.
I hope it's for the secondary.
It's not for the secondary.
Oh,
It's for the defensive line.
okay.
Because yesterday,
make them mad.
The Joe Moore Award winner was announced. And the Joe Moore Award is given out to the best offensive line in college football every year. And we've known for a while that Washington was one of the 4 finalists for that award. But yesterday it was announced that Washington has won the 2023 Joe Moore Award.
That's perfect.
So we've already been talking about just how huge that matchup is because Washington's O-line is great and Texas's D-line is great. I think Texas's defensive line is the best in the country. And now national people are telling you Washington's O-line is the best in the country. So that matchup's going to be fantastic. But I think like T Sweat and Byron Murphy and Barron Sorrell and Ethan Burke and Alfred Collins and Vernon, that whole squad coached by Bo Davis is seeing this and they're like, oh yeah, Joe Moore Award, huh? Well, they haven't seen us yet.
Yeah, that's great.
We're about to prove the voters on that deal wrong because we're about to take those fools to school. So I loved seeing that yesterday. Like
that was perfect timing.
Oh yeah, for some people it's like, oh shoot, we got to go up against that O-line. Like that's not good. They can neutralize our strength, which is our defensive line. No, I'm like, T Sweat and Byron Murphy are going to see this and they're going to be licking their chops, ready to roll.
My only thing with that is we got to go against those wide receivers.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I say. I haven't even felt that way about that great old line that they have against Texas defense because I've seen this defense all season long against some pretty decent offensive line. Now this one is a really good offensive line, but when I talk about the matchups, I talk about those NFL wide receivers against some of those sluggos in the secondary.
Yeah, that's obviously the scariest part of this match.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do – and you can't change them out.
No, but if the D-line –
we've seen them all, yeah.
Well, if the D-line wins up front and Michael Penix Jr. is pressured and doesn't have time to throw down the field, then you neutralize those receivers. Like, look, Texas, the corners, the safeties, they're going to get better over these few weeks of practice, but they're not going to be great all of a sudden. And
I'll just say this. They can't be the same.
No, but, like, you can't expect – if your hope is that – the Texas secondary is going to be really good, and that's how Texas is going to win, then you're going to have a bad time. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Your hope is that the Texas D-line is able to win up front, and PK is aggressive as a defensive play caller and he's bringing pressure, and the pressure is able to hit home. Like Texas is
Right.
second
Oh,
in
yeah.
the nation in pressures this year. So the hope is they do what they've done all season long. They get pressure on Michael Penix, because as good as Penix has been, he's like every other person who's ever played quarterback. They don't want to deal with pressure. So if
No.
Texas is able to get that, meaning the corners and safeties don't have to cover as long, then that's the Longhorns' best chance to get the win.
Oh, there's no doubt. You're right. Don't expect all of a sudden, because they've had a month off and a couple of weeks of practice, that those guys be, you know, that frog sometimes stays a frog, doesn't turn into a prince. You know what I'm saying? It's just a frog. That's just what it is. Survive with the frog. Kiss that frog and move along.
I ain't kissing anybody on this team, dude.
But
You do what you
that,
want over the Christmas break, but I'm out
oh
on that.
man,
I'm out on that. So yeah, I don't know. Like look, Washington, I don't expect any of their players or coaches to talk trash.
no,
So I don't know if that type of bulletin board material is going to be there for Texas, but I don't know. I loved seeing that yesterday. Like, once again, some folks might be like, oh God, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. I'm like, this is great, man. Bring it on. And if I'm Bo Davis and if I'm Pete Kwiatkowski, like I'm putting a picture up of like the Joe Moore Award tweet that
oh
says
yeah,
Washington won that award as the best offensive line in college football this year. And I'm letting everybody look at that every single day. Like
every
this.
practice, yes.
Yeah. How good are they? We're about to find out how good we are on Jan 1. So
You're feeling good. There you go.
yeah, like I'm telling you, like I feel better about this game right now than I have in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks.